Okay, welcome to another Expert Insights video. We've got Guy Pearson here from Practice Ignition. Hi, Guy.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We're going to have a little talk about on the onboarding process, but do you want to give us a little bit of background to Practice Ignition?
Yeah, perfect. So Practice Ignition at its heart is a contract hub, but really what we're trying to build is a platform that allows you to streamline and improve the way you deal with your clients. So we started off by solving the efficiency problem by allowing accountants to connect their engagements to workflow, invoicing, and payment deployment, so you can run like a software company. You get a centralized database, you can then retarget clients and things like that. You've got, a lot about them in one place. And then on the other side, what we're working on is really that client experience, which we'll be delivering later in the year. And more recently, our most exciting feature was visibility. So people who are moving to fixed fees or value-based fees have kind of changed their business model. So it's no longer looking back. You're really looking forward at things like leads, clients, projected revenue, and then splitting your revenue between MRR to cover your cloud, monthly, quarterly sort of style engagements, and then project revenue for things like projects, so systems audits or business planning and things like that. And so we kind of bring all the data from Practice Ignition, which has all your engagements in there, to deliver all of that in sort of one place. And I think as a former CEO of a software company, former CEO of an accounting firm, I still sit on the board of it. It's what gets me excited about the potential in terms of where we're going. So if you're moving to the cloud, you're sort of looking at fixed fees, value-based pricing, you want some visibility for your business and your business model. We're a great tool, and we're all online. So, cool. No lack of access from any platform.
Yeah, great. All right, cool. Well, so maybe talk about onboarding. So I think it's easy to think that marketing ends when a lead kind of goes to a salesperson. But given that a successful firm is one that retains its clients or any type of business really, in my opinion, then marketing never really should stop. You have to keep marketing in order to keep your clients happy. So, because today I want to just ask you a few questions on focusing on that kind of first phase of working with a client, what I would call the onboarding process. In terms of how a firm positions itself with a new client, how important do you think that process is?
I think it's essential. I think the biggest thing is almost to think about the clients that you want to attract and making sure that the positioning of your firm matches that. So I think as we do move to the cloud, developing niches and deeper understandings in certain industry verticals is going to become a lot more prevalent and a lot more common amongst the really successful firms versus being a jack of all trades to everybody. It gives you that, we're moving to this value-added advisor, right? If you have 35 different industries that you service across 100 different clients, how are you ever going to become an expert in any of those?
Yeah.
So I think it's just essential that you position yourselves and think about the client as well and whether or not they're the right fit for you.
Yeah, right. So I guess I've got two questions. One would be what are the kind of essential features of a good onboarding process, and my second question would be, within that, should there be a provision then to sack a client during that process if they're not a good fit? And I would say we did that yesterday with a client where we didn't sack them, they didn't become a client, but they wanted it to work for us. We put a proposal together, and during that process, we just thought, this is not going to work. That we're not going to be happy doing this. They're a good business. They just weren't a good fit for us. So we just said, like, we're not going to pitch to you. Let's go our separate ways, and here's some other people you might want to work with.
Yeah, so that's a huge one. So we used to do, particularly the sacking, I'll talk to that first. We used to do that up front. So we would have, so when I was running my firm, and what was successful for us is that we would have a criteria. So loosely, so we wanted to look after high growth businesses. So what was their growth rate? What did we think the potential total addressable market was? Where were they going? What did they want to grow? Was kind of the big thing, because if they want to grow, we can, and my firm could help.
Yep.
They were in line with where we wanted to go as well. and they also needed more access to things like data and not just profit and loss and tax planning. If they didn't meet that criteria, in the early days we took anybody on when we were kicking off, because I was pouring beers at night and we needed money, basically, or I needed money to run the firm. But as we got further along, we'd try and find other accountants that would suit some of those clients in the longer term, because some of those clients were ones that didn't want to grow. We were very happy the way they were. But it just, as our firm grew and changed in terms of its direction, slightly off to that high growth startup model, they were sort of over here. And not that they weren't great clients, they just weren't a great client for us.
Yeah.
And so we'd introduce them, hand over all their work, make it just like a seamless process, and then we'd have that discussion as to why. And the irony was that some of those clients then refers people still to us because they knew they weren't going to be a fit for their current accountant or their new one. So that's really good to have clear, and I suggest you look at that every year. As you discussed, you'll know who those clients are that just don't fit your firm.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to make sure that you're not trying to change the way your firm does something for one person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you'll lose money every time, and you won't be able to do a good job. Reality, and the client won't be happy. It's just a mismatch.
Yeah.
And in terms of the features of a good onboarding plan, so systems are huge.
Yeah.
So make sure that you can track every step of the process. Make sure that you're not. I guess that leads into speed as a second thing. So if you have an amazing client meeting and they say, "This is great, where to next?" and you go, "I'll go away and try and figure out the costing. We'll send you an email, or heaven forbid, snail mail, in a week or two. We'll then follow up after that, and then we'll tell you what you need to give us." And like, if all that stuff takes 6 to 8 weeks, you've probably gone from being this proactive online accountant to the same as the guy they currently deal with.
Right.
The guy or girl. And so I think just having a really regimented onboarding flow that's systemized, it can be flexible, but just make sure that it's transparent. Your first impressions count.
Yeah.
And so speed, delivery, doing everything online, having it at a professional standard, and not getting too caught up post first meeting, and Matt, you may disagree with me, on things like branding is important, but don't get caught up in trying to tell them a story about you or your value proposition and those sorts of things, because you've already had your sales meeting. Value prop and who you are should have come before that.
Yeah.
Now it's all about, is it the right fit? Let's negotiate the deal and get you on board, not, oh, by the way, I want to put a video in the middle of the proposal.
Yeah.
And Matt will tell you all about clicks to action, calls to action, rather than having something that's simple and like straight to the point.
Yeah.
In terms of conversion. And so the more stuff you put in their way, the less likely they are to convert. And being an entrepreneur, if that's who you do sell to, for someone like me, as soon as someone starts talking about hourly rates and it might be this, it might be that, and we'll have to have another meeting and all these other things, I literally just, that's a no, that's swipe left. That's just gone. You don't get me, you don't get how I operate. It's a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of, I guess, Gen X, Gen Y, and even to an extent, baby boomers love clarity around what it is they're paying for, when they should expect it, what the next steps are. And so if you're really consistent and efficient around that, you will blitz your competition out of the water, but also your team will have a good onboarding experience as well because they know what's coming on.
Yeah. I read a quote the other day, which is, it's often how you sell that's more important than what you're selling. Obviously, that's not true to a certain extent, but how you behave in that sales process, I think, is crucial, because part of what you're selling, especially with accountancy, the client can't differentiate between the actual work done, and I think that's a mistake that accountants make, is that they think, we're better than this other firm because the work we do is better. Nobody thinks like that. If the other firm's customer service is really great, if they're technically not as good, they're still going to have happy clients if they've got great service or processes like you discussed.
Yeah, and so I think the other thing is that you need to do your research and this is something I don't think accountants do enough. Like, they'll waste hours and hours and hours of time when I'm in inefficient systems and all those sorts of things, but they spend next to no time doing research on the person coming in. So what industry are they in? What are the benchmarks of that industry? What potential software can solve their problems? What are the things affecting that industry at the moment? Are there any risks, FX, so foreign exchange risks, all those sorts of things, right? So what can you talk about that will set you apart from someone else? A demo dashboard and a CFO reporting tool from someone from that industry, anonymized data, like none of this stuff takes any time at all, yet they're less likely to do that than they are to actually put efficient systems and processes and tracking and everything else in place and do all that stuff manually. Mm-hmm. And the pre-qual pre-prep will increase your rate of conversions, and so will the post. Yeah. And so if you can get really good at doing that, you'll blow your prospective client out of the water. Yeah. And it gets easier, particularly if you, once again, you target that niche. Mm-hmm. Almost every sales meeting becomes the same, similar. You can learn, you can figure out what things affect different size companies in that industry, all that sort of stuff. And so you become this really sort of, high closing, efficient, knowledgeable advisor on day one.
Yeah, absolutely. So final question would be on that post phase that you mentioned. So once a client is live, so to speak, that they are a client, what would you suggest firms do at that point? So, for example, I'm thinking, like some software companies give you an automated series of emails helping you to use their product. Is there something like that accounting firms could take away and apply to their businesses?
Without plugging, so we're working on a little bit of that with Practice Ignition. You'll see more of that coming from us later in the year, but right now the typical thing is having a welcome pack. So a PDF that's been done up at least, as the very least, and you can put that in the success page of the email, introducing the team, who they're going to be dealing with, all those sorts of things. And once again, you can pre-prepare. Like, it's not as though you don't know who the partner and account manager and those other things are going to be for that particular client. Yeah. In terms of onboarding, really, there are ways to do it right now, but they're all disconnected. And what I think yours and my vision is the same, Matt, is that it should all just be connected so you can run like a software company. Yeah. So we're working towards flows and journeys for clients in terms of onboarding, but all year round based on, what services they sign up for. Mm-hmm. And what partner they have, what account manager, like all those sorts of things, so that you can have a really seamless onboarding process, something that prompts your clients and reminds them so you don't have to, all those sorts of things. But once again, that's later this year. So at the moment, some people, the really advanced firms, just have the first task in their workflow when say PI deploys the workflow engine is, send onboarding email to client, and it's assigned to the admin person, and they kick off that part, and there might be a Wufoo form or type form or something attached to it, and they sort of roll through a process, but it's typically manually built. Years ago, we built something in Zendesk as a custom widget. I don't think it works anymore at IA, but very much just keen to have, personally, I'd love to see PI do all of that.
Good stuff. Hey, that's great. Well, really appreciate your time, Guy. We'll obviously include details about Practice Ignition so people can find out more on the website, but it's been really useful.
No worries, Matt. Thank you so much for having me, and keep watching.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.